Hi, I'm Alistair. I am one of the trainers that works on the First Aid in Remote Locations training course run by Lazarus Training. As the name kind of suggests, the course is designed for people working in remote locations, mainly media staff, so we're thinking of production teams or production companies that are travelling around filming in a variety of locations. The course covers a wide variety of topics, ranging from things like the obvious casualty assessments for major injuries like a big bleed. We then move into things like managing the airway and breathing. We work our way through to other injuries, so we're talking about things like broken bones and burns. But we also have to then consider the different environments that the people might be working in. So we look at the conditions that may be created by being in hot environments, then in cold environments, and we also look at dealing with people who may be ill due to working at altitude. Now, the other thing about the First Aid in Remote Locations course that we are quite proud about is that whilst it's only a 3-day course, we've crammed a lot of material in. And we also bear in mind that sometimes when you're working in remote locations, you might not be able to get to medical care very, very quickly. So we bring in context of looking after somebody, potentially looking after somebody overnight. And there's no set definition of what a remote location is, but one of the things that we consider is that it means that you're remote from medical help, and potentially you might even have to go and seek that medical help, i.e. take your colleague with you to a hospital. And so we look at that side of things, about how we might move somebody, how we might stabilise fractures before moving somebody, and even how we might turn our vehicle into an ambulance. Now, other things that we'll cover within this training is that we look at the consequences of travel health. Someone much wiser than me said once that travel broadens the mind and loosens the bowels. So we look at things ranging from traveller's diarrhea through all the horrible bugs and beasties that might get on your body or try and bite bits out of you or try and live in you horrifically. But we also look at things like vector-borne diseases, let's say malaria, and up to 35 other diseases transmitted by the same vector. So all in all, a really tight package. As I said already, only lasts for 3 days. It's aimed at people that are going to be working in remote locations but don't want to become full-time medics, so we keep it nice and simple. There's loads of practical elements to it. You're looking at on average 4 or 5 casualty simulations per day, and that's with a real life person as a casualty, not a mannequin, and we found that the course has been really well received. We've been running it now for about 4 years in the media sector, so we're on kind of like version 2.4 or whatever it might be, and we're constantly learning ourselves. We're picking up information from the people doing the courses and finding out what they would like to see covered in it. And in fact, we're just in the process of doing another rewrite, so if any of you have attended the courses, those of you who work in that kind of area, if you've got suggestions, then feel free to drop them through to us, and in fact, we'd just be keen to hear everyone's feedback. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, I think you can probably comment down below. If you're watching it on our Facebook page, probably the same. And if you're watching this embedded into the respective page on our website, then there's a comments area at the bottom of the page. So feel free to get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. And if you want to know anything more about the First Aid in Remote Locations course, do feel free to get in touch.